Okay, so let's start where we began with the bar chords. So instead of using the full bar chord shapes, we're going to use the dominant 7 shapes. So for the 6th string, that's placing, again, the root will be A, the 1 chord. I will place my index finger, the bar, straight across the 5th fret. Remember, trying to keep the bar as straight as possible, as close to the fret as possible. Remember, always pulling in. Then I will have this E major shape, giving me A major, but then I will remove that pinky, which will uncover, instead of tonic, I'll have a flat 7 or a D natural, a G natural in this case. And then I will have an A dominant 7 chord. So root, 5th, 7th, 3rd, 5th, root. Okay, so that's my 1 chord, or the harmonies that have a 6th string root. And then for my subdominant and dominant chords, I will move over to the 4 chord, as we discussed in the last video. I will place the bar, again, as straight as possible, as close to the fret as possible, again, pulling in instead of pinching and squeezing between the thumb and the index finger. And then I'll take an A major shape, and then I will put my ring finger there to uncover that 7th there. So I will now have a dominant based off the 5th string, root, 5th, 7th, 5th, root. That would be a 4 chord, and then I slide that up 2, and that's my 5 chord. So this strumming pattern was down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And I'm only going to make sound by comping or pulling against the strings on 1 and on the end of 2. What this does is it allows my fingers to kind of acclimate to these bars and not have to keep pressure in them for the entire progression. It also gives me, during the back half of each measure, 3 and 4 and, it gives me time to start moving from one chord to the next chord. For example, if I start on the 1 chord and I'm going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, during that 3 and 4 and, I can start to move to the 4 chord. So I'll do this really slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and, while I'm moving, 4 chord, 3 and 4 and, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And see how I'm kind of squeezing back to the 4 chord. Now back to the 1 chord for 8 beats. Now we're coming to the B phrase, the final 4 measures. I move up to the 5 chord, and then I come down to the 4 chord. Now I go back to the 1 chord, and then I go back to the 5 chord, and then that's 1 pass through. Generally on this last dominant harmony, there's some sort of signal that that's the last measure. Just in case you get lost, and just so everybody knows, oh, we're going back to the tonic and going back to measure 1. That's usually where, the instrumentalists take turns soloing, where vocals come in. It's really crucial to the form. So usually the easiest thing to do is just to play triplets there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Something like that. So I'll play it once, kind of at tempo. I'll use a little slower tempo, but it would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 chord for 2 measures, and back to the 1 chord. Now coming up to the 5 chord, then the 4 chord, and then the 1 chord. Staying on the 1 chord. So that's the most basic. That was 1 1 1 1, 4 4 1 1, 5 4 1 1. That's a lot of tonic. So the substitution we talked about making was placing a 4 chord in the 2nd measure. So it goes, the first phrase goes 1 4 1 1. Second phrase stays unchanged, 4 4 1 1. And then the last phrase is then 5 4 1 5. So substituting a dominant chord in that last measure in the 12th bar. So what that would sound like would be this: 1 4, then back to 1. Back to 4, back to 1, and then up to 5, then up to down to 4, then to 1, then, and then there's like the kind of signal that, oh, we're going back around. So that was our basic. The things that we want to get used to with that is just moving the bar around, but we don't have to keep tension the entire time. We can relax the bar and the rest of the fingers to create that kind of muted slough sound, and that gives us time to move the fingers, to change with a little less tension, and to just kind of acclimate to the bar a little bit.